Oh, no, just two jack-off artists trying to find some action because they can't get it up for each other no more. People, I reserve the right to just jump in and punch up the story, or you when necessary. You a comment? I mean, I ain't no social agency. You got to think of, Sweet Daddy's image.
You say $2?
$8.
Oh, $4. Fine, I'll take it.
$5, and you got it. Gotcha. See, the fact is, I was trying to find this poker game. We got a game, ain't no big stakes, man, but we gamble.
Ever heard of a sitcom star who pulled a pew-pew on producers and then still got invited back to the show? No? Then this is going to blow your mind. The story of Teddy Wilson, a.k.a. Sweet Daddy Williams from Good Times, isn't just surprising, it's downright unbelievable. Behind that swaggering grin and flashy suit was a man waging war on Hollywood. A man who vanished at the peak of his fame, leaving fans thinking he'd either joined a cult or landed in jail. And what if I told you the same man once on the brink of TV stardom died before he could witness the impact of the battles he fought? This isn't just a story. This is a legacy. Welcome to the real-life, behind-the-scenes drama of Teddy Wilson, the actor who changed the game and paid the price. Let's jump straight into the moment that almost got Teddy blacklisted. During filming of Good Times Season 4, Teddy Wilson, who is known to fans as the iconic numbers runner Sweet Daddy Williams, flat out refused to read a line of dialogue he felt was offensively stereotypical. The producers? Furious. They offered him double pay to just read the line and move on. But Teddy wasn't budging. The argument exploded into shouting. Then he reached into his bag and pulled out what looked like a handgun. Security stormed the set. Production shut down. People panicked. Turns out it was a prop gun. But the damage? Done. Producers tried to fire him on the spot, but fans flooded the network with letters, demanding his return. The studio backed down, but Teddy's screen time was quietly reduced. His once rising star had a shadow cast over it. That's the moment that changed everything. But how did we get here? Born on December 10th, 1943, in the heart of Harlem, Teddy Wilson wasn't handed dreams on a silver platter. He clawed for every inch. As a kid, he was winning neighborhood talent shows, charming every room he walked into. That charisma would become his weapon. But life in Harlem during the 50s and 60s wasn't easy. He served in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam era, and while that gave him discipline, rumors swirled that it also sparked a temper he became infamous for. He could flash $1 million smile one minute, then flip the switch the next. That duality, it made him magnetic on camera and dangerous off it. In the early 70s, Teddy began landing roles in films like Cotton Comes to Harlem, a cult favorite in the blaxploitation genre. He had the look, he had a presence, but Hollywood wasn't ready to give him the keys. When Good Times producers first cast Sweet Daddy Williams, they rejected Teddy 3 separate times. But he wouldn't quit. He told them no one else could bring that character to life. Eventually, they gave him a shot, and he didn't just show up, he stole every scene. Sweet Daddy was smooth, sharp-tongued, and funny as hell. But behind the camera, Teddy was watching everything, and what he saw, he didn't like. From day one, Teddy Wilson clashed with writers and producers over the show's tone. He despised how black characters were written as cartoons. He especially loathed Jimmy Walker's famous "Dynamite" catchphrase, which he felt turned black culture into a punchline. Episodes stalled. Tempers flared. Teddy didn't back down. Then came the episode with that stereotype line. The offer of double pay. The refusal. The prop gun. For a moment, it looked like Teddy's career was over. But instead of backing down, fans lifted him back up. Letters poured in. Black audiences saw Teddy's refusal not as rebellion, but as resistance. He became more than an actor. He became a symbol. Off camera, Teddy's life was far less dramatic, but far more painful. Despite his energetic performances, Teddy was secretly suffering from severe hypertension. He endured multiple mini-strokes on set, silently pushing through the pain. He'd arrive hours early to compose himself, hiding his condition from both the network and his castmates. Why? He feared being replaced. Imagine acting through a stroke and pretending nothing's wrong because you're scared the people paying you won't care. Would you do the same? Or would you tell someone? Drop your honest answer in the comments below. You'd think someone as beloved as Sweet Daddy Williams would have been paid accordingly, right? Wrong. Teddy was one of the lowest paid regulars on the show. When he learned that white actors on equivalent sitcoms were making 3 times more, he was furious. He confronted the producers who told him he should be grateful to have a job. Big mistake. Teddy organized what insiders now call the Week of Silence. Black cast and crew refused to engage with producers outside of essential scenes. Things got tense fast. The producers retaliated by cutting Teddy's episodes. But that only fueled his next fight. Teddy soon discovered he wasn't just underpaid. He was being cheated out of syndication residuals. While Good Times re-aired around the country, Teddy wasn't seeing a dime. So he sued the network, and he won. That lawsuit forced a change in how residual contracts were written for supporting actors, particularly for black performers. Today, every actor who cashes a check from a rerun owes part of that system to Teddy Wilson's battle. But just as he was finally getting justice, suddenly, Teddy Wilson vanished from Hollywood. Rumors flew. He had a breakdown. He joined a religious cult. He was in prison. The truth was far more human. Teddy left everything behind to care for his dying mother in New York. No press release. No farewell tour. He just left. He burned through savings, lost career momentum, and when he tried to return, Hollywood slammed the door in his face. Teddy tried to claw his way back, landing bit parts on shows like The Golden Girls and The Red Fox Show. He even acted alongside Steve McQueen in The Hunter, but the magic wasn't the same. Just as CBS began seriously considering him for a groundbreaking lead role, the kind of dramatic, complex black protagonist network TV had never seen, Teddy suffered a massive stroke. He died in 1991 at just 47 years old. Before his death, Teddy had finally secured funding for his dream project, a documentary about the Harlem Renaissance, the movement that inspired his life and career. He never got to see it made, but his son did. The film was completed in Teddy's honor, and while it didn't make headlines, it quietly fulfilled the legacy of a man who believed stories mattered. Today, black actors like Sterling K. Brown and Brian Tyree Henry named Teddy Wilson as a personal inspiration. Writers, too, cite him as a trailblazer who demanded authenticity when no one else dared. This was decades before hashtag representation matters or hashtag pay equity. Teddy fought for all of it, alone. His fight didn't just change TV. It reshaped how black creatives advocate for themselves. If you ask someone to list Hollywood legends, Teddy Wilson's name rarely comes up. Yet he broke ground as a black performer during TV's golden age, challenged networks on race, stereotypes, and pay equity, risked his career for integrity, changed residual law through a landmark lawsuit, inspired the next generation of black actors and writers, hid strokes and serious illness just to keep showing up, lost it all to care for family. And somehow we forget him? That ends today. Can you think of other actors like Teddy, people who fought the system but didn't get the flowers they deserved? Drop their names down in the comments. Let's build a list. And be honest, would you risk your career to do the right thing, even if it cost you everything? Because that's what Teddy Wilson did. The next time you're flipping channels and see Good Times, remember that flashy, slick-talking hustler wasn't just comic relief. He was played by a man fighting battles you never saw on screen. Teddy Wilson didn't go viral. He went uncredited, underpaid, and underestimated, but he still changed the game. Teddy died with a net worth of just $750,000. Hollywood pocket change. But his real wealth? It's measured in impact. Every black actor who walks onto a set with confidence, every writer who dares to say no to a stereotype, every young performer who refuses to smile through disrespect, they're walking the road Teddy built. Like this video. Comment a name we should never forget. Share this so Teddy Wilson gets the respect he's long deserved. Subscribe if you believe these stories should be seen by the world. Don't let legends fade quietly. Not on our watch.